Hello. I'm so glad you're here. I've been waiting for you and looking forward to having the opportunity to say, welcome to the Advancement Center. And it's always a thrill to say, welcome to the world of magic and miracles. Yeah, the world of magic and miracles is here to stay, but its nature will never be known except where it appears and demonstrates itself as a natural flow in every person's life. Have you ever experienced magic? Of course you have. Anytime you cannot explain away what just happened to you, and then you toss the phrase in, oh, it must be magic. True? Well, I came across these words that Robert Young wrote in 2014 as the Advancement Center was making its debut down here on Earth, to the joyful welcome of many who had been searching for years for what had been promised. And now I'm going to read Robert's words. In the world of magic and miracles, you don't have to talk about magic or miracles because that is the world. Magic and miracles exist just like the wind and water. As they move through your life, they develop experiences that are far beyond the knowing or the knowledge of people. To many, this detail is unknown and unnecessary for the full appreciation of their life. There is a personal appreciation of the presence of water and wind, but there is little need to list all its effects in the regular interaction between people unless there is a storm or a flood. In the same way, magic and miracles are a part of life, and there is little need to express them in every interaction between people unless there's a major miracle or some outstanding magic. Like water and wind, no one person or group can lay claim to the origin or total control of magic and miracles. And those who work in this area know that there are times where it is impossible to have any say in what magic and miracles will do. Magic and miracles can now be classed as a resource, just like water and wind. And small but precise manipulation of these resources will provide much to enable the provision of comfort to the people of the world. Like the waters of the land, the magic of our origin far surpasses all possibilities and contains worlds that have never been explored. The art of exploring our magic is beyond technology, and no matter how far we go, there will still be more unknowns than can ever be discovered by man. The big part of what we now speak is as simple as can possibly be. We have, at a minimum, 2 more unlimited resources available to us in the world. The combination of humanity and advanced acceptance of these 2 resources will open the way to research that will bring many new facilities to the world. Once we accept our new resources, we will know what an unknown reality is. Spiritual awareness is a tool that allows us to work with these unknown resources rather than declare them as unreal. Tell this to a child, and it makes perfect sense. Be that little child again when everything seemed magical and true, as you were read to with life, with love. When I found that, I felt that I had found a treasure. Did you ever wonder about the word valid? In Latin, it means strong, authentic. Invalid is a person made weak. A person made invalidated, weak, and seen, I can't read my own writing, made invalidated, weak, and seemed inauthentic unless they listen and watch the media. We here at the Advancement Center are forever and strongly validating you. Mm. Okay. One moment, please. I think I tossed when I should have kept. Let's see. Oh, it says toss, so I tossed it. Okay. Now, I have so many wonderful things to share with you today, and it's just giving me so much of a thrill. So let's continue. Yes. Here we go. All set. I've decided that these words must be spoken and heard and shared. Look at the magic that has happened so far, and you will know that it has started to be a natural part of your life. The minimum that you can expect is something that is outside your imagination and well into the realms of impossibility. This is your life, and this is what is in store for you, for everyone. Watching this, or watching this maybe next year, or perhaps you'll share it and tell others who have been wondering. There is an answer, and that's why we have the Advancement Center, to tell the truth. Wow. Now here comes more wonderful news. Access to other worlds and to the hidden parts of your own world become a natural playground as soon as you look up and realize that the space between everything is more active than the physical world that appears in the visual plane. That's how I feel when everyone is commercially attacking us with giving us things that are not transparent. They feel that we have to have everything in 3D when there is so much more. Because I have access to the universal library sequestered or hidden here in our Advancement Center archives, I am impelled to give voice to these truths that belong to you. No longer lost, but found. And here's something that Robert wrote on November 5th, 2016. Let us look further into what we are looking at in terms of our everyday life and take on the attitude that nothing is beyond any of us. This constitutes a conflict with many of our past experiences and many of the capabilities that we display at the moment, and makes it obvious that we have to be either out of our mind, quote unquote, or looking at something very different to what we are considering. Both are probably the case. But for the moment, let us consider the latter. We are looking at something very different and is therefore hard to recognize with our logical, cognitive processes. If we look at our ability to recognize a person or event when we have no previous knowledge of either, we can see that there is no process for us to reconcile. By some means or another, we suddenly recognize something and we switch into a space of total elation and react with joy and excitement. The magic behind all of this has been hidden by the lack of understanding. But now we are in a position where we can join the possible and the impossible in a dance that makes miracles totally normal in our everyday life. What a visual. If you look at the things that are impossible at this point, you will continue to experience the impossibility. Follows? However, once you look at the so-called impossible things that are actually happening to everyone, your perspective changes, and so does your view of the impossible. Your personal assessment of what is possible and what is impossible quickly changes, and you gradually find the ability to expand your reality to include impossibilities with the need for understanding. There is no need for you to have to understand everything. It is not necessary for everyone to perform in the way that has been passed down over the ages. Each person has a majestic capability to do everything differently, even when fixed methods are programmed into our lives. There is no need to prove anything to anyone but yourself. And this can be done in any number of different ways that seem to appear out of nowhere and make you smile without having any logical reason. The value of one simple action or thought can multiply 1,000,000 or more times and bring abnormal happiness and satisfaction that cannot be explained to anyone. As you enter the mode of feeling good for no obvious reason, all the false veils drop, leaving clarity and freedom that encourages perfection in every part of your life. As we celebrate our new capabilities, they become a permanent part of our reality and always remain beyond logical description. It is not the practice or the discipline that makes your being sing. It is the recognition of something from your origin that sparks your majestic being into life and switches on the most powerful energies in the universe. These energies emanate from you in the form of powerful fields that interact positively with everything and multiply your effect of well-being for everyone in every possible way. The most promising part of our future is all around us in recognizable packages, waiting for us to open and enjoy. There is no longer any mystery, and nothing is hidden. There is nothing specific that must be done, and there are no obligations. You are free to make yourself feel as brilliant as you like and experience the feelings that have always seemed to be out of your reach. There is nothing that can stop you, not even you. If you email me, I will send you that to read to yourself over and over and to each other. It is so empowering and so clear and cuts through so much noise in the world. I'm really excited that you're here and giving me this opportunity. And now it's come to that time when I share my own words, my own thoughts, when I write in my journal. This was written last night. Yeah. I wrote to Simeon. And by the way, you are so welcome to write to Simeon. He is one of our best friends. We have a lot of friends. But this is what I wrote last night. And Simeon gave a broadcast, a transmission yesterday, and that's what I'm referring to. Dearest Simeon, your message to us today was magnificent. Editing was an honor and an experience like never before. I felt you listening to our needs and what we need to know to get through our day with success. I feel especially honored to have a two-way conversation with you every day. You give us total freedom, and there are no restrictions, just aids to better understand how to move in and out of the universe or the physical plane. We can determine what time and space is about for us. This is wonderful. Editing brought it closer to my experience, and this was followed by making a very special dinner for Robert. Do you have any words for the broadcast tomorrow? And he wrote, Dearest Barbara, and he always answers. We are both active in our two-way conversation, or should I say communication, and discovering the prevalent habit of blackmailing yourself as an all too familiar habit that has rarely been a topic of social conversation. In fact, it is the presence of the logical mind that interrupts life's flow by creating an obstacle course after which you can proceed if you obtain a certificate of completion. of the task mindfully set up. In other words, you are set up to fail despite being naturally alive and well into the flow of life. I called that blackmail, or withholding life's flow to suit a mental trap. You can carry on from there. Love, Simeon. Wow. And this morning I wrote to him last night as I was preparing for my broadcast. I followed my spirit to TheYoungsight.com and did a search for magic and miracles and found a wonderful passage. I printed out, and all of a sudden, I felt an enormous feeling, a pang in my heart, a yearning to go back and live those first years of Robert's and my marriage again in Australia, then coming to Santa Barbara. I realized those early writings was Robert writing in his journal and receiving answers just like I write to you. I got caught up in creating the Advancement Center with Robert and too often lost focus on the miracle I was living with. Others demanded my attention. One couple in New York were so thrilled with Robert's broadcasts each week, they paid double the price, even though they were sitting on the same couch. Where are they today? People came in and out of our lives. I told Robert of this new awareness, and he smiled. We have coped with a lot on this physical plane, and at least once a day, we say to each other, we're doing good. Any words from our broadcast? And Simeon wrote, Dearest Barbara, your divinity is showing. Your vulnerability in the physical plane is now visible to you. You finished can't read my own writing. On your own. Oh, I couldn't read the word. You finished university on your own and discovered your love of oral interpretation. You've coped and succeeded in many avenues of counseling, earning, and parenting, even through rough times, which you always rode above and raised 3 successful children who have children of their own. Heaven and earth moved, and you traveled to find Robert. Now you have truly discovered the magic and miracles living as the new world. Congratulations. We adore you both. Wow. That is the most intimate information I can possibly share with you. And it feels loving, and it feels very unifying. And now it comes time for me to show my art, an art class that I take every Thursday night. And I shared it with a few people and got a lot of compliments. But the dearest one that I received is when our dear friend Adrian said, "It reminds me of Scotland." Wait, I gotta make sure. Yeah, there it is. This is very new. So that's it. I hope you see the sun setting. It was wonderful. So thank you. It's a pleasure to share. In fact, I've been accused of saying that's my favorite word. Yeah. As children, we loved bedtime stories. Now, as precious friends who've become family, we love and value our lives with the unknown made known. With these broadcasts from our team, it's so much fun to be part of something so positive. Tomorrow and Friday, we will listen to David. Tuesday, it will be Genya speaking of her experience. Wednesday, Robert, and Simeon on Saturday. A magnificent banquet, and you are all invited. I leave you now with 3 wishes for you. Perfect life, perfect health, and a future filled with magic and miracles. Thank you so much for listening. I am Barbara.